As everyone that has been watching my YouTube videos as of late will know, for the past month or so, I've been going over the downfall of Adrian the Cow. Now, up until this point, with the exception of the Springcasters, I had generally thought I would not find a bigger cow other than Urges to tear into. But fate had other plans. For you see, my friends, a new challenger appeared. Well, I wouldn't want to say new challenger per se. It's actually an old cow, someone I had previously covered on this channel. That would be Mr. Skullkid. Now I know what you must be thinking. Oh, Alistair, what did Skullkid do that warrants you to make a video on him? What did Skullkid do now that warrants you to take the ever-living piss out of that crippled turbo faggot? Well, I'm gonna fucking tell you. You see, our boy Skullkid recently had a big-brained idea. Skullkid decides he's gonna become a pedo poacher. Hop on the new trend that all the YouTubers are doing. And decides he's going to expose Cyrax for showing his ding-dong to a 15-year-old girl. Even though people like Music Biz Marty and everyone remotely associated with Cyrax has already done videos and streams going over Cyrax showing his penis to an underage girl, Skullkid's gonna get in on the action too. But he didn't make a video, and he didn't make a stream per se, exposing Cyrax for being a nasty, nasty boy. No. What did our boy Skullkid do? Well, he decided he was gonna make a Facebook page exposing Cyrax for being a degenerate scumbag. And that's not all. Skullkid was gonna use his fucking welfare bucks to promote said Facebook page in Akron, Ohio. Where, as it turns out, that's where Cyrax lives. So all the good, honest, hard-working American people of Akron, Ohio get to learn all about Cyrax and his fucking degeneracy. Now I, of course, had a bit of an issue with it. I generally thought, and still do, that it was a fucking dumb idea. That all this fucking page is going to do is lead to some nut job finding out where Cyrax lives, barge into his home in the middle of the night, and fill him and possibly his grandma Sally full of buckshot for some vigilante justice. As a way to get revenge on that poor kid he showed his mutant dick to. Now, I have no problem whatsoever joking and memeing that all pedos deserve the bullet. They deserve to be gassed. They deserve to be lynched. Anything terrible you can think of that you want to inflict on a pedo, I got no problem saying that on the internet. But in the grand scheme of things, and at the end of the day, I'd rather personally much prefer people like Cyrax get taken down and get what they deserve in accordance with the law. I mean, for fuck's sake, what do you think we have police officers for? Why do you think we have courts for? Why do you think we have a rule of law for? It's so we can prevent average people from seeking justice in their own terms. But Skullkid don't care. He don't care that this might end badly for everyone involved. He's just gonna make a Facebook page, expose Cyrax as being a degenerate, get many head pats and praises for being such a good little warrior. Now, I am going to tell you all two stories that you a better idea on not just why I firmly believe that what Skullkid did was an absolute fucking dumbass move on him, but to tell you all the story of a way that someone had exposed another degenerate, but in a more secretive and properish way. And to also tell you a story of why I wholeheartedly believe that if someone were to find out all about Cyrax's degeneracy and someone just so happens to live in Akron, Ohio, I'm going to tell you all why this would end with someone killing Cyrax and possibly his grandma. So, story number 1. May 5th of 2020, last year in fact, a good man by the name of Dr. Yoshi Yamamoto, a man that I and many of you who are subscribed to this channel are well aware of, decided he was going to put his foot down and go after Andy Velasco. Andy the dog fucker. But Yoshi did not, I'm going to say this again, he did not decide to expose Andy Velasco for being an animal-abusing turbo faggot by not making a Facebook page. What Yoshi Yamamoto did instead was he made a small 5-minute video detailing Andy Velasco's fucked up things that he's done to his animals. And Dr. Yoshi Yamamoto decided to spread said videos to Andy Velasco's family members. We're talking his mom, his dad, his aunts, his uncles, anyone that is remotely related to Andy Velasco, he sent that video to. And Yoshi Yamamoto not only detailed the fucked up shit Andy Velasco was getting into, but he left him with a message. Basically saying that if they don't fucking get Andy under control, he's gonna have to do it himself. Now, Andy Velasco's family, of course, did not decide that they were gonna tard wrangle Andy. So Yoshi had no choice but to move on to phase 2. Now, phase 2 of his plan was he was going to send the video in question to a well-known animal rights advocacy group on Facebook. Now, I do not have the video that Yoshi made per se. It's not uploaded to his channel. It's actually unlisted. But what I do have is a video that a good man by the name of Professor Curious made detailing, Yoshi's master op. Link of which will be in the description below. And so after Dr. Yoshi Yamamoto shared said video with the animal rights group on Facebook, shit went, oh my god, it fucking kicked off fast. You had hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds, I think 15,000 people in total, all fucking learned all about Andy Velasco and the fucked up shit that he did. And he wanted him dead. Aside from that, the police also got called. So now that I've explained to you all a more preferable way on exposing a massive fucking creep like Cyrax, I'm going to tell you all a story. Another story. On why I know for a fact that if Skullkid got his way, someone would fucking shoot Cyrax, and undoubtedly his grandma, in exact vigilante justice. February of last year, Cyrax, along with his girlfriend at the time, Heather, went on a stream, hosted by a woman by the name of Jamie Nicole. God rest her soul. Now, during the course of that stream, Cyrax, being the blubbering idiot that he is, was running his mouth to someone he had beef with. And what do you know? The person Cyrax was shit-talking hopped on that stream. What's also interesting is that the person in question just so happens to be a resident of Akron, Ohio. It didn't live that far from where Cyrax lives. So the two of them decided, you know what? We're going to meet up at the local park and we're going to settle this like men. We're going to do the one thing Tonka Saw can never do. They're going to fight IRL. And so our brave hero decides to waltz on over to the park, and Cyrax as well. But of course, when our brave hero gets to the park, Cyrax is nowhere to be found. Because as it turns out, right before Cyrax had left to confront his challenger at the park, Cyrax decided he's going to call the fucking cops on him. Which, for those who are wondering, no, this isn't the first time Cyrax has called the cops on people looking to kick the ever-living shit out of him. So once our brave hero in question saw the police cars that came over to the park, our brave hero decides, fuck it, I'm gonna waltz on over to Cyrax's house. Anyone that has been a part of the Cyrax community or has watched any fucking video on Cyrax or has done a bit of digging into Cyrax will find his address. I was able to find his address no problem. I'm sure everyone that is watching this video right now will have no trouble whatsoever finding where Cyrax lives. And what does our brave hero do? Well, he decides he walks on over to Cyrax's house. Keep in mind, he's still on the live stream, so he's able to show Cyrax's street. He even shows his house. After that, our brave hero says, fuck it, Cyrax is a pussy, and he goes home. Now, the original stream has been deleted, but thankfully, there is a video going over that, and once again, a link to that will be in the description below. So if a guy that Cyrax was having beef with at the time was able to not only walk on over to the park, which is near Cyrax's home, but also head on over to Cyrax's house to beat the shit out of him, and as stated before, it's real easy to find where Cyrax lives. You know, the odds of someone taking vigilante justice on our boy, on the goblin, it's real up there. It's real up there. But of course, Skullkid doesn't care. Like I said, he just wants attention. He just wants head pats. He just wants everyone to praise him for how much of a good little boy he is. So what if Cyrax and his grandma get fucking loaded full of buckshot because some guy decided he wanted to extract his revenge for what Cyrax did to that little girl? So what? So what if that also fucking possibly jeopardizes the fucking case the Akron PD have on him right now? Because you better believe the police have been called. Cyrax even states it himself. I mean, a little video. Not long after he got fucking exposed, showing his ding-dong to a little girl, that he had to leave YouTube at the behest of his lawyer and the police. Now, this isn't nothing new with Cyrax. He has made videos in the past before stating that he is going to be leaving YouTube and the internet as a whole, only for not even 24 hours later, he comes back. But I am of the utmost belief that there is indeed an investigation going on into Cyrax right now. And even if someone doesn't shoot Cyrax as a result of this fucking Facebook page, I generally wouldn't be surprised with this fucking Facebook page getting made. Fucks up the police investigation as a whole. But again, Skullkid, he does not give a shit. He just wants that attention. He just wants that clout. He just wants all those goddamn head pats. And after confronting Skullkid on this, what does he do? Oh, what do you think he fucking did? He spurred the fuck out on me. He, of course, naturally called me a fucking pedal defender. And after I explained to him the possibilities of this fucking Facebook page that would lead to his Cyrax's death, he, of course, shrugged it off. And then he fucking deleted my post. And then he decides he's going to spurg the fuck out on Twitter. Call me autistic. Call me a brony. And have his little temper tantrum be aired out to the internet as a whole. Yeah, so, in conclusion, Skullkid, you are a massive fucking moron and a massive turbo faggot. if this fucking Facebook page doesn't lead to someone shooting Cyrax in the middle of the night, might just fuck up the investigation as a whole. And if either of those things do happen, you only got yourself to blame there, buddy. You only got yourself to blame there, you absolute fucking dipshit, you. Well, and with that, I'm going to be having to say our goodbyes. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Except for you, Skullkid. I hope you cry yourself to sleep tonight, you absolute retard, you.